Hello.
Hello.
You can start this week.
Oh, can I? Oh, okay, fine, right.
Because I say we've had a lovely week every time.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah. It's been a lovely week.
You can't say that now.
I can. We went from Hungerford to Kintbury, so we'll show you the footage of that.
It's stunning.
Yeah, Kintbury. If you're on the K&A and you're heading towards this area, sort of the east of the K&A, past Hungerford, I would highly, highly recommend Kintbury as a place to come and moor.
So moving day from Hungerford. Maybe a bit tricky because we might be stuck, but we've got a pole. Oh, the front's moving, Mark. Yeah. One away. We're moving 2 boats today. So as soon as we get out of this mud. No?
Now I'm just being dragged in.
Oh yeah, I can hear it. Today we've taken one of the cars down and it's absolutely beautiful down there. Took a little while to get ours out of the mud because obviously the bank sides on the K&A are quite tricky, so we knew we were going to be banked because you're always banked, so we managed to pull ourselves off, and now we're heading for the first lock. So here we are coming up to the first lock, and this is Dun Mill, which was an old working mill. Obviously it's now residential. Well, you don't need one, do you?
Huh?
You don't need one.
Oh, well, I'll get it anyway. Okay.
Yeah. So a good tip to any new boaters out there: if you do the paddles halfway only on both sides, and then you just allow the boat to go down gently, let it all stabilise, and then open up the paddles on both sides to full, the boat will sit better in the middle of the lock and not bounce from side to side. Obviously it's a little bit more difficult with a narrow boat because it does move around a little bit more, but that's how we find works the best. Okay, so now we're going to help Marisa bring her boat down. So we're still at the same lock. We've moored our boat up on the lock landing below the lock at Dun Mill, and just waiting for this one to fill up to take the next boat down. So we now have the river running alongside the canal.
Did Marie pick up our window?
Yes, she did. Oh, apparently bluebirds nesting in there. in Kintbury. Stunning location though, as always.
Show the house.
Houses are gorgeous. We'll go do a close-up of them later.
I'll do a wander around the village.
And this bridge has actually been braced by some old railway lines.
Great moorings. It's a beautiful village.
Fabulous house next to the water.
Oh, absolutely stunning. We walked past it one evening and they had the windows, the curtains open and the lights on, and there's big chandeliers. And it's one of those kind of Gothic style houses right by the canal with a big rolling lawn. And then we looked in, because obviously we're being nosy.
Nosy.
And
being nosy. The lights were on.
Yeah, and they've got a library, and it was big Gothic
Beautiful.
bookcases all around the walls. It was just absolutely stunning, so we'll show you that.
So lovely and wide, this part of the canal, isn't it?
Yes.
Stunning properties.
Kintbury's great because it's got all of the amenities. It's got water, it's got pump out, it's got LSAN, there's even public toilets there. Rubbish facilities. The whole thing is just wonderful. They've got a lovely...
Two nice pubs.
Yeah, very nice pubs.
Two really nice pubs there.
And even the visitors' moorings, where the visitors' moorings are, they've got some really interesting things like bug hotels.
Bat boxes up there. And bug hotels down here. It's fab in Kintbury. They've really thought about it. They've put bird boxes everywhere, bug hotels, loads of bat boxes everywhere. Really pretty. And they've got a little garden as well, and they ask you to water it.
Mm.
They've really thought about it. I wish there were more places like that on the canal.
And we also, if you come to Kintbury, they've got a trip boat, and it's being pulled by a horse, and on the end of a very long line. So it's pretty much the traditional way of they used to tow barges.
Yeah, it's a horse-drawn barge.
Yeah, horse-drawn barge. If anybody knows what it's actually called, because I heard it was called long lining, or if that is correct, if you could put that in the comments below, that would be lovely, just to find out what it is actually called. And you'll see some footage of that as well. That was fascinating. The horse pulling the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really nice.
It was really good.
Go on in, boy.
It's more interested in eating, isn't it?
All the way down. I've let him have that bit, and now you've got to behave, Monts.
Something
Come on
more
in, Monts.
exciting.
Come on in. Out of it. Let's go. Come on in.
See you later.
Yeah, cheers. See you again. Come on, Dad. You up.
And obviously we're getting ready for...
Crick.
Mm.
Can't wait. Got some new merchandise.
It's our logo.
And coasters and bags and everything else. So
Yeah.
with the logo on. So that's really, really good. I'm doing loads and loads of paintings, different things, wildlife as well as seascapes and things like that.
Yeah.
So lots of people coming up to us on the towpath saying they're coming to Crick and they're going to come and say hello. So
Yeah.
be wonderful for that to happen.
Indeed.
You did your first solo.
I
Didn't
did,
you?
yeah.
Your
My first
solo cruise.
I did.
Well.
We were helping some friends move, so Julie got roped into their cruise somehow, and I ended up doing it on my own. But luckily, and this is where I knew that the gods were smiling on me. I got to the first lock, and there was a guy there literally just walking up to the lock about to check, and it was in my favour. So he said, "You stay there, I'll open the lock gates, you come in and we'll do the paddles."
Yeah.
So that was the first lock. And then the second lock, no, sorry, that was the second lock because the first lock you helped me through. And then the third lock, I get to the lock, just about to put into the lock landing, and some very kind gentleman waves at me and says, "The lock's set in your favour, I'll do the gates for you."
So you didn't actually do any of the locks then?
Did I tell you I did the locks?
You did.
Did I? I did. No, I helped
you didn't
do some of the locks.
any locks.
No. Bearing in mind there were two gates, so I had to help on.
He told everybody that he's solo cruise.
Well, I did solo. I got there on my own. I moored up on my own. That was done by me. But I did actually moor up on my own. And technically, I think that counts as a solo. Just because somebody was there on the lot willing to help me does not mean it was my fault. I could have done it.
I can't believe you didn't do any locks.
I could have done it. Well, one of the things we want to ask our viewers is if they own a boat, and also what type of boat it is.
Yeah, what type of boat it is. Tell us all about your if you've got a boat, the boats that you've got. If you haven't got a boat and you're looking to buy one, let us know what you're looking for and
whether there's anything we can give you in terms of hints and tips.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us, we're two learned people. I mean, you would trust these faces, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Really?
Someone tells his wife he's done solo-handed all the locks.
Was I the only person on that boat?
I knew you had help on one lock.
Was I the only person on that boat? Was there anybody else there with me? It was me on my own, soloing. Thank you for watching the video. Please click the bell if you're subscribed, or subscribe and then click the bell because it will give you notifications. And please leave your comments in the section below, especially if you own a boat, if you're thinking of buying a boat, and what type of boat it is that you own. Thank you for watching.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.